Hey guys, if your person is a Capricorn, this is a reading for you. So we're going to take a look at the energy towards you at this time. And we got two cards. We have wishing. Let me see here. In my country, call it being like a pour me one or popping sorrow. And we also have letting go. All right. So what I get from this is that there's been some sort of drastic change in this relationship. Okay, we have all these butterflies here. There's a lot of water and it's caused emotional upheaval. I feel like you guys had a very close relationship. There was an intense, I'm hearing physical, but this card also tells me emotional connection, and these tell me spiritual connection as well. There's also the presence of this dragonfly, and the dragonfly always makes me think of like divine masculine energy or masculine energy, right? And it feels like one of you recently, and it could be you, let go of the relationship. And it feels like energetically, right? You were holding it in your hand all the time, holding it tightly, and then you just let it go. And when you let it go, it transformed everything and then kind of pushed this person into reevaluating their life and their life choices. So their energy towards you now is wishing that things could remain the same, wishing that they still had you in their life in the same way, because it feels like they were enjoying some kind of sweet spot here, right? Where this connection didn't demand that much of them. It was very comfortable for them, but it looks like it was uncomfortable for you because you felt the need to let go. Your needs weren't being met. And you said, you know what? I deserve more, or I deserve better than this, and you let go. Okay, let's see what are they feeling right now. Well, they want to reestablish the power dynamic in the relationship, and the power dynamic that existed before was they making all the moves, they're in control, and you just kind of waiting or being a passive bystander in your own life until you said, you know what, fuck it. So their feelings for you right now is gratitude, right? And sometimes you have to let people enjoy your absence for them to recognize what your presence brought to their life, right? So right now they're grateful because they're in this void, in this vacuum, and they're not able to enjoy your beautiful energy like before. And when you are there in that stillness and that quietude, you're really able to receive the messages that you need to receive, and also to really reevaluate your life. As long as you were there, they weren't going to do this. They would not have been able to see your value because they won't focus on you. We're like the furniture in their home, right? It's always going to be there. But the minute that your couch disappears, you're going to notice the couch, right? So that's exactly what happened. An integral part of their life. That's what you were, but they weren't noticing you because they had multiple distractions. I guess the TV was on, the well, the radio was on, Alexa was on, whatever it is. So much distractions, and they never noticed that it was a couch that was bearing all their weight, right? So if they could tell you something right now, what would they tell you? It says, we both know I'm not the one for you. So because they're here and they're able to introspect, they see that they weren't giving anything to this connection, really. Okay. They were enjoying everything that was coming to them. And they didn't really do anything for you, right? I left when I saw you with someone else. It also feels like as well that they've taught themselves out of coming after you because they think that you already have their replacement, and they could be right. They could be right, or this could be just their mind, but they think that they've lost you for good. Now, what does Spirit want you to do at this time? Now, we said we have Ganesha, and this is clearing all obstacles, right? And it says protection and guidance. So Spirit's letting you know that whatever is happening here needs to happen. That's exactly how it's meant to unfold. And it's meant to unfold to remove the mental blocks that may have prevented them from seeing your value, right? The emotional blocks that may have prevented them from properly receiving and also giving love to you, and also any spiritual blocks that might have been in you guys' way, right? So whatever is happening should be happening. You don't need to do anything other than what you're doing right now. Okay? All right, my love. So if you like longer readings, follow me on my YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. Take care. Bye. Hey guys, if your person is an Aquarius, this is a mini reading for you. All right, let's get a significator for the energy towards you at this time. We have choices. What does it say here? Kelowna. All right. Yeah. We have choices. And it's big choices too. Okay. And we have the light, we have the shadow. Now, it feels like this person may have someone else, or there's something else competing for their attention. So it's either someone else or something else that's competing for their attention. And different sides or aspects of this person is attracted to different things. So there might be this side of them that is attracted to you and everything that you represent and everything that they feel that they can have with you. But there's another side of them that has different imperatives that might be attracted to someone else or something else. So this is a soul that is divided. This is someone who is in conflict with themselves. And once they're in conflict with themselves, they're going to manifest conflict on the outside of themselves. So when you look at this person, you might notice that there's always some kind of drama scene unfolding, right? There's always chaos. And it is because inside they're not harmonized. They're not whole, and they can't bring any other energy on the outside of them, because everything that we attract to ourselves emanates from us, emanates from our internal resonance, right? So if they're resonating in conflict, this is what's inside, that's exactly what's going to be on the outside of them. So they're conflicted right now. Part of them wants to be with you, and part of them wants something else. Now, I'm going to change up this reading for you just a little bit. What is the other imperative that is tugging at this person? What's the other imperative that's tugging at this person? We have the Nine of Swords in reverse, okay? And the Nine of Swords in reverse is about facing our fears. And fears are just illusions that's created by our mind in order to protect us. Now we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, okay? So the other thing that is tugging at this person, yes, there could be another person involved, but rarely it is a program that they have told themselves. And the program that they have told themselves is that they can't be faithful. That's the program that they've told themselves, that they can't be the person that you want them to be. And I feel like this is something that is deeply enmeshed in their ancestry. I don't think it's just them. This is something that they've downloaded from their ancestral line. So whether on their father's side, there's a history of people being unfaithful, mother's side, a history of being unfaithful, whatever it is, they feel like monogamy is not their thing. And monogamy may not be many people's things, okay? But if monogamy is your thing, your person feels like they can't be the person that you want them to be. Now, this could be truth and in fact, because there are persons who are polyamorous, right? Right? Or this could just be, and it feels like because we have this Nine of Swords in reverse card, this is something that is in their mind. They're afraid of hurting you. They're afraid of disappointing you. And they're also afraid of the discipline or the restrictions that may come with being monogamous, right? This is what it is, right? It is that programming that they've already had running in the background, that I can't just be one person. I'll probably hurt them. La 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 la. So this is something that, of course, it's an inside job. This is something that they have to confront. This is not anything that is personal to you, right? This is them confronting what they've been programmed to believe. Let's see the heart space energy for you. I'll give it a little shuffle here. right? They may have somebody else, but that somebody else is just representing a belief that they have, right? And they believe that they can't be monogamous. Okay, so we have inventive. The heart space. The heart wants to do something different, and the heart wants to try something new. So if you look in this person's history, you're going to see where they may have had a pattern of cheating on their partners, right? So they want to do something new. When you're inventive, you're trying to do something novel. So they want to do this new something. It's just that they keep gaslighting themselves, and they keep telling themselves that, no, it's not for me, I can't do it, I'm going to cheat on them. So they have all these negative thoughts that they think about when they think about monogamy. So that is their little internal battle that's happening right now. So whilst they're having this battle with themselves, because that's what it is, what does Spirit want you to do? What's Spirit's advice for you? Oh, I'm supposed to get a card for a message for you from them. I'll get it in a moment. Spirit said, free yourself. It says, break free from negative attachment. So they are trying to break free from negative thoughts. But Spirit is also saying that there are self-limiting thoughts and patterns in your own life that you need to break free from. And maybe one of those thoughts might be, this is the only person for you, or whatever it is. Spirit said, free yourself from that. Your soul is infinite, right? So whilst they are identifying patterns that they need to break free from, Spirit is saying, also examine your life and see where you are holding on to thought patterns that are now defunct or obsolete. Okay, what do they want to let you know? I bury myself in work to forget you. So this person is working themselves to the bone, distracting themselves. Remember, we talked a lot about that, right? They're master of distraction. So they're distracting themselves, and they're hoping that, at some point, these feelings that they have will go away, the thoughts that they have will go away, but it's not. This is it's a card number 46 here, and 46 reduced to 10. This is a call from Spirit to end the cycle that they've been in and to do something different. Their heart knows that they have to do something different, right? But it's the battle of the mind that's happening right now, right? So they try to circumvent the thoughts by exhausting themselves and trying to be a little workaholic or whatever it is. Maybe they're playing video games nonstop. I don't know. Whatever it is, whatever little addiction they may have picked up to escape facing this, they might try to do that, but I don't think that it is successful. The thoughts are there. Okay. All right. If you have longer readings, please follow me on my YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. Otherwise, take care. Bye. Hey guys, if your person is a Pisces, this is going to be your reading. So we're going to start by getting a significator for their energy towards you. Oh, and we got two. All right, we have fulfillment, right? So when they think about abundance, when they think about love, when they think about living a luxurious lifestyle, when they think about passion, they think about you. Now we have the pomegranate, and that's usually connected to Persephone. And Persephone is all about springtime and freshness. And Persephone is also the virgin. She's also fertile, and she's attractive. So attractive that Hades came and abducted her and took her down to the underworld, right? So there's also something that's running in their mind, that they aren't good enough for you. They see themselves as this evil villain figure that has come, and you are the maiden. And if they touch you or get close to you, especially emotionally close to you, they're going to hurt you in some sort of way. But at the same time, this obsession with you, it hasn't gone away. It hasn't gone away. So we have fulfillment, and then we also have trapped. And this is exactly what I was saying about by it hasn't gone away from them. And I feel here like a lot of resentment as well, because this person has always been able to be a rolling stone, right? Whenever they say peace out, deuces, they're out, right? They're out. But with you, it has not gone away. This obsession that they have with you has not gone away, and it makes them feel very uncomfortable because they cannot disconnect from your energy. Okay. Now, certainly, they could be in prison and they kind of feel powerless to pursue this relationship with you. Certainly, they could be in another relationship and they feel, again, powerless to pursue this relationship with you. Okay. But they haven't been successful in disconnecting from your energy and from the idea that you are the one for them. Let's look at their heart space energy for you. Because even here, right, they see themselves as, this black sheep, this shadow figure, right? This shadow figure, right? And you are Persephone, right? So they feel like you belong above ground and they belong in the underworld. In the underworld. Heart space energy for you. What is this? The material world. Definitely. I think this may have some connection to the Aquarius reading, because in the Aquarius reading they said that they were trying to bury themselves in work to forget you, and I feel the same energy with this. They've tried to turn their focus to the material world and try to get themselves lost there in order to forget you and to forget that call that they're feeling from their heart space and from spirit. I think they've been trying to do that, but they have not been successful. Their mind, their heart is fully engaged with you and your energy. Ooh, good God. Now, if they were able to really tell you what they want to tell you, what would they say? Let's get a message. I'm afraid to contact you. Now, because they have positioned themselves as this villain in your story, I think they may have done some nefarious things, right? I think this person may have really screwed up in the biggest way and maybe really betrayed you. And maybe it's one of those betrayals where if it were them, they would never be able to forgive the person, right? So now they're in this quandary. They want to reach out to you, but at the same time, they feel unworthy. And they feel unworthy because of what transpired with you guys before, right? I think this person may have done some unforgivable things, right, to you, and they are afraid of your wrath. But more than your wrath, I think they're afraid of your rejection, because this person is locked into you. I'm hoping it's not like fatal attraction kind of vibes, but it does seem to have that shadowy energy. And this card just raised up, so I'm just going to put it here, right? And then we have reminder, right? And it says, don't forget, right? So they've not been able to forget. They've not been able to forget at all. All right. What's Spirit's advice for you right now? And it says here, the hidden gift. Now, when you look back on the trajectory of this relationship, maybe things happened where you're like, what fucking gift? What gift are you talking about? But Spirit is saying, in every devastating event in our life, there's always wisdom to extract. There's always a lesson learned, and there's always some sort of point of growth, right? And Spirit is saying, even if you're not interested in this person anymore, and as I said, I think in this pile, this person did the unforgivable, right? They've positioned themselves as Hades, right? Even if you feel like this person has no chance, again, you've locked off this person. Spirit saying, make sure that you didn't go through all of this in vain. Make sure that you have integrated whatever lesson it was, right? Because It always takes two to make a toxic brew. And whether it is not us not holding the line in terms of our boundaries, or sometimes less consciously living in denial, whatever it was, Spirit saying, take accountability for your side of the fence so that you learn the lesson, so that when you move on to other relationships, you don't repeat those patterns, right? And it says sadness and ending, a new beginning. And Spirit is also letting you know that even though a cycle in a relationship is over, right, it doesn't mean that it's a fait accompli. It could be that whatever is toxic has to end in order for something new, some new growth, new plants to pop up. Okay? But Spirit is saying make sure that you learn the lesson, or else you just repeat the same cycle. And maybe repeat the same cycle with somebody else. Okay, so Spirit saying don't walk away from this until you've learned the lesson. Okay, I'm Alana. So if you enjoy longer readings, check me on my YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. Hey guys, if your person is an Aries, this is going to be your reading. So first, let's begin by getting a significator for your person's energy towards you. Oh my goodness. I wasn't going to take it, but you know what? Let's do. All right, so the first card we have is Deceit, and it's a card number 11. 3 plus 8 equals 11. And I think what Spirit wants you to know is that whatever injustice this person may have done to you in the past, and it looks like they deceived you, purposely so, they deceived you. Maybe they played around with your heart, whatever it is. Spirit wants you to know that they're here in the fire, right? They're in the fire of a karmic cycle, right? And they are getting their just desserts. That's the first thing Spirit wants you to know. We have hope. Okay, so Spirit is saying that this connection is not over. This connection is being renewed at this time. We have confidence. Spirit is also letting you know that this connection is going through these shifts and changes right now because you have been working on your self-esteem, and because you've recognized your self-worth, everything is shifting and changing in this relationship. You realize your beauty. You realize your beauty. And because you realize your beauty, your person has realized your beauty too. So the energy towards you is this. They're going through a hard time, a rough time, but it is their karma, right? They're getting a karmic return. They're going through a rough time right now. And this rough time is making them reflect on their actions. And when they look at you and they look at the relationship, they're seeing it in a different way and in a different light. They're seeing you more confident, and this confidence is bringing all the boys to the yard, right? All the boys to the yard. Some studs, some stallions to the yard, right? This confidence is attracting a whole new caliber of people. I don't want to say high value because that has such a monospheric tinge, but certainly persons who it's you can definitely call them a level up, right? And they are seeing your beauty and they feel like this beauty is just radiating and attracting everything and everything good that is out there. So whatever is happening to them now is making them appreciate you more, and they are hoping to get a second chance. They're hoping to get a second chance. With this incarnation of you, because you've changed, and they see that you're not the same person. You've changed. Their heart space energy for you. And we have hope again. So we have hope in two cards. I tell you, they are hoping that they can come around and restart things with you, right? Have another chance, get a do-over. That's what they're praying for. They're praying for a do-over with you, but they realize that they have competition. They have competition. Word of your beauty is energetically being spread out there, and it's not just your physical beauty; it's everything about you, right? Your aura is just attracting so many high-level people, and they're hoping that they still have a chance. They still have a chance. What do they want you to know? If they could say something to you, what would it be? I wonder if you're happy without me, because they see you unbothered. Look at you. Look at you with your little stud, right? Unbothered. Unbothered, enjoying life. Maybe you're traveling. Maybe some of you have taken a horse ride recently as part of your travels, because they showed me somebody, those iconic pics with a horse in the sea, and it's that kind of touristy thing. That's the kind of energy that I'm feeling with this card. So they see you living your best life, and they're like, wait a minute, I have never seen this person so happy. Look at the glow up. They're seeing your glow up, right? And they realize, wait a minute, was I holding Aries back all this time? They've never been that happy with me, right? So this is a big blow to this person's ego, and it's making them question and reevaluate everything, which is exactly what they need to be doing right now. What's Spirit's advice for you at this time? We have perception. It says beyond the veil of illusion. So this person may still be trying to play cool, right? But Spirit is letting you know that whatever you are receiving energetically about this person, you are right on the money, right? You are perceiving the truth. Look at the throat chakra here, right? It's about authenticity and honesty, right? You're perceiving the truth, and you're to stand in that truth. Spirit is also letting you know as well that you are breaking through some illusions that you may have had about yourself and your self-worth and your self-concept and your self-image. And this breakthrough that you have is what's allowing for all this beautiful abundance and wonderful partners that are now coming into your life. And if they have not arrived, know that they're on their way, because your aura is shining bright. It's out there. It's out there. And everything is attracted to us by our resonance, and you are resonating just fabulousness, right? Okay. All right, my love. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you like longer readings, check out my YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. Take care. Bye. Hey guys, if your person is a Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is a mini reading for you. All right, let's see. We have summon. Okay. So what they're trying to do is attract you to themselves. Now, what this tells me is this person, one, has had some sort of spiritual awakening. We see the card number 13 there. That's about transformation. It's about metamorphosis. And then we see the energy that is coming out from the hand. And it almost looks, well, it's the same position that the magician is adopting in the magician card, as above so below. So they are trying to ground this connection. But this summon card also tells, it gives me the energy of ego. And I'll tell you why. Well, it feels kind of authoritarian, one, but it also lets me know, like, this person is trying to attract you to them without giving of themselves in the material world. They don't want to put themselves out there. And that's why they're trying to do this energetically. So they have even though they've been through a spiritual awakening, they have a whole chunk of pride, right? And they're trying not to make themselves vulnerable. So energetically, this person is trying to draw you or attract you to them. Weird message coming through. It might be just for a few people. This person may also be trying to energetically bind you to them, or if you're in another relationship, they may be trying to energetically cause discord between you guys because they want you back. Okay, they want you back. Let's pull some cards on this because interesting. Okay. We have the Hermit. Okay, so you left them feeling lost and alone, in the cold, in the rain, right? I think this person assumed you'd always be in their life, and when you weren't, I think this sent them into a tailspin, and it looks like into some sort of spiritual awakening, because a lot of spiritual awakenings are precipitated by some sort of trauma or tragedy, yeah? Because it allows our heart to crack right open, and whatever we've been hiding there or repressing or not wanting to look at, it all comes out. It really cracks open our heart. It feels like in the past, this person may not have shown you who they really were. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords in reverse as well, when I see some kind of magician energy, can also tell me about a master manipulator. You know, someone that got the gift of gab, but instead of using it for good, they're using it for their shadow side, right? So I feel a master manipulator with this. And even though they've gone through some drastic changes, it feels like the manipulation still has not ended. It's now energetic instead of verbal. Okay, however you want to take that. All right. Oh my God, yeah. They feel like you just slipped away and that they fumbled you. They feel like they fumbled this relationship. Let's look at their heart space energy for you. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. Even though they've been through this ego death, there's still some of it that they're holding on to, and they just don't want them to make themselves vulnerable for shit. All right, we have here serene, and maybe this is how you used to make them feel, or this is how they see you. They see you as someone, you're cool, calm, and collected. Stay calm and carry on. Feels like that's your motto. All right, their energy towards you. We have a gratitude. I think this came out for Aquarius. I'm not sure, right? So enough deconstruction has happened within this person's psyche for them to realize just how important you are to them, right? Still not as important to put themselves out there, because this person has a deathly fear of being rejected or abandoned, and this is like a life and death thing to them, right? So they make you come to them rather than putting themselves out there, put their heart on their sleeve, and then be left basically broken because they think that you're going to leave anyways. They do. They feel like they put their true self out there. They make this confession, go down on one knee or whatever the hell it is. They feel like you are still going to reject them. And that wound doesn't have anything to do with you. This is the past that they're still living in, right? They're still holding on to the past. They're still trying to protect themselves. So as much as they recognize they want you, when they think about coming out, maybe there's some kind of coming out that needs to happen. When they think of coming out, being vulnerable, putting themselves out there, laying their heart on the line, it's something visceral that they feel within their body, and they just can't do it. And that should be a signal to them that they need to dig deeper and get to the root of this. But I don't feel like this person is there yet. They have deep scars. Okay, we see some tattoos here, but they have some tattoos on their soul that they do not want to explore or dig deep into. Oh, what do we want to tell you? And they're kind of explosive. I'm grateful. So we come back here again with gratitude. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. So they have enough awareness to recognize that you came into their life to expand their consciousness. okay, to expand their worldview, their perspective. They get that. They have enough wherewithal and they've elevated enough. They get that, right? And they are grateful for it. I mean, it was rough and tough for them, but they're still grateful. And then it says, being near you is intoxicated. I feel like you used to make this person feel high, right? With all the joy that you brought to their life. You used to make this person feel high. And they are addicted to you. You can watch the Aries energy because that kind of obsession energy was also coming through, right? They're addicted to you and they feel like they lose themselves when they are near you, and they don't like that either, right? That vulnerability, this is something that really strikes at their core, okay? So we have someone here and they want to be with you, but they're still not willing to put themselves out there. All right. So once they struggle with themselves, right? And doing all kind of little things to try and get you back in their life, what does Spirit want you to do? Oh, let's get a message. The search. Feeling lost, confused, and lonely, right? So your person feeling lost, confused, and lonely, but Spirit is calling you out, and Spirit is letting you know that inside they are not the only person feeling lost, confused, and lonely. You are also feeling lost, confused, and lonely, and Spirit is saying lean into that. Why are you feeling lost, confused, and lonely? Just because someone is not in your life the way that you want them to be in your life, right? So Spirit saying lean into that aching, lean into that yearning, and see where it's coming from. See where it's coming from. Whether it's from some feeling of neglect from your parents or from past relationships, whatever it is. Spirit saying lean into this, lean into it, because there is a lesson here that you are also meant to learn from this person. There's a deep wound that you also have that you're meant to lean into, right? So Spirit saying extract the wisdom from your feelings, because all every emotion has wisdom. Extract the wisdom and you're gonna learn something about yourself. Okay. So that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. If you like longer readings, please join my YouTube community. The link is in the bio. Take care. Bye. If your person is a Gemini, then this is a mini reading for you. All right, so let's get a significator for the energy towards you right now. We have loyalty. So whatever they might be displaying there in the public, and they might be acting all nonchalant, they might be with somebody else, they might be burying themselves in work, you feel they're kind of reclusive, whatever it is, know that they have not forgotten about you. Their heart is loyal to you, and they also see you as someone who is loyal generally, but loyal to your core principles and ideals, and also loyal to your spiritual beliefs, because we have master number 33. And master number 33 is about mastering your spiritual gifts, right? It's about spiritual journey, spiritual awakening. So they see you as someone who's living a life of authenticity, where you are in alignment with what you believe in. There's no kind of two-faced shit that's going on with you, right? What you believe in is what you put out there, all right? Let's get a card for the heart space energy too. Yeah. You're able to be loyal to others because you're loyal to yourself, right? You're able to commit in relationships because you're committed to yourself. Now we have insecurities abound. Now this kind of energy can be very intimidating especially for those that we call social chameleons, where their identity is not very cemented. So whatever group they flow through, they adopt their identity or they become very meshed with those groups. So whether it's family members, whether it's at work, whatever it is, they have a different personality or a different identity as they flowed through. Okay, so this here, being that authentic, is going to make somebody feel very insecure. Now, their heart space energy towards you is annoyed. Why are they annoyed? Well, when you are grounded in your identity, nobody can come and screw with your mind and try to manipulate you. Okay? You're not as malleable. And maybe you weren't always like this. And maybe this glop happened before their very eyes. So now they don't have the kind of access to your heart and mind like they used to. They can't massage. They can't massage you and bend you to their will like they used to in the past. Now, they're also annoyed because they may see you getting close to somebody else. There is that. There is that. They could also be annoyed because it's only you concentrating on themselves and turning all that beautiful energy on yourself and spending less effort on them that's making them really take notice of what you were offering before. So they're valuing now that the well has run dry. Right? Yeah. You've cut them off. You gave them that Queen of Swords in reverse. And let me tell you, Queen of Swords in reverse, I mean, people call her bitter, but she is a no-nonsense kind of cookie. Queen of Swords upright, she a little bit more diplomatic with how she establishes her boundary, but not Queen of Swords in reverse, right? She will give you the big fuck you. And in fact, she will give you the silence. She will give you that radio silence where you feel like you're nothing, where you feel like you're lower than the ground that which you walk on, right? So she will give you the silence. So they're annoyed. They just don't have access to manipulate you anymore. And manipulating you is how this person stayed in control of the situation between you guys. If they could tell you something right now, what would it be? This is the Hidden Truth Oracle. What would it be if they could tell you something right now? I want to tell you how I feel. Might be a little too late. It says, I lost myself for a while. I don't think they lost themselves. They've never known themselves. You have to know yourself to lose yourself, right? This person didn't know themselves at all. So as the energy shifted, different groups, different people come and go in their life. They adopt the identity of that person or that group. And then when things are over, different personalities. So a real chameleon. They don't know who they are. So this has sent them to do some soul searching. I will wait for a sign from you. So this person is waiting for you to possibly reach out or you to give them some kind of sign, whether energetically or in the 3D or otherwise, that you be willing to hear them out and what they have to say. Because right now, your energy is telling them back to fuck up. That's what your energy is telling them right now. That you don't want to hear them, you don't want to see them, you don't have anything to do with them. Let them stay where they are, right? That they went too far. That's what your energy is telling them. They've gone too far. What does Spirit want you to know? Or what does Spirit want you to do at this time? We said rising above, clarity, freedom, and solution. You continue to elevate, okay? This person has to figure it out for themselves. You can't give them any clues right now. Let them figure it out for themselves. But you rise above all the drama that they might want to create right now. You're way above that. This says the message, positive news and positive outcome, right? So this elevation that you're doing, you see, you're moving towards the sun, right? This is only going to augur well for you in the future. You have broken free from some cycle that had this bird caged, that had you caged, that had you restricted, that made you feel, well, this was the height of what you could achieve or what you could attract to yourself. And you broke free from that. You broke free from them. And Spirit saying, keep on rising. Keep on standing in your power, because the sun represents the highest vibration of masculine energy, which is Ra, right? So you keep rising in your power. Don't be afraid of getting burnt, right? Let this person figure shit out for themselves, right? They're going through a process right now, just as you went through the process. Leave them alone. You will know when it's time to re-engage. Okay? All right, my love. So if you like longer readings, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. And thank you so much for tuning in. And thanks for your love. Take care. Bye. Hey guys, if your person is a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, this is going to be a mini reading for you. All right, let's get a significator for that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my. We have lust. But it is a card number 24, which reduced to 6. And 6 about love. It's also about love. So in you, they see the complete package. But right now, they are definitely thinking about getting physical. Okay? Physical, physical. Oh my god, maybe some of you guys are 80s children. Anyways, so you know what I'm getting as well? This person, and maybe it's not something that they did consciously, but definitely with this kind of vampire imagery, you also get energy vampire. And I feel like when they engaged with sexual activities with you, even if it was just sexting or something like that, they were siphoning your energy. And as I said, it may not have been something that they did consciously, but energy is very much like osmosis, right? Where substances move from a place of high concentration to a place of low concentration through a semi-permeable membrane, right? It's very much the same. Sometimes we think that all light can outshine any darkness, but there's some people, they just absorb and suck and drain the life out of you, right? Because they can't hold their own, right? They can't hold their own. They're an empty vessel. And unless you're giving from the overflow from your cup, sometimes you can drain yourself trying to pour yourself into them, right? So I feel it for some of you guys, it might have been that kind of energy. So this person still thinks about you, and the way they have their head thrown back here and where their hands are, they might get some very happy endings thinking about you, because I think the sex between you guys and the sexual energy between you guys was very intoxicating. But I feel like you guys were energetically misaligned. And that caused you to strain your energetic resources. This is what it feels like. So the energy towards you, they're thinking about you a lot, especially the sexual chemistry between you guys. I think they fantasize a whole lot about you. But I feel like this person is an energy vampire. I really do. Let's see the heart space energy for you. So if you guys are in separation at this time, it's purposeful, because they have to fill themselves up. They have to learn to fill themselves up. Or they will just continue to steal light, steal energy from other people. They are concerned. Why are they concerned? They've never seen you like this before. I think the sexual chemistry was so potent between you guys that they always thought, well, this will always be my in. I will always be able to hook into I will always be able to hook into a viewer's energy field, or I'll always be able to hook into their heart space, latch onto them, reel them back in, because the energy, the sexual chemistry was so intoxicating. But you proved them wrong. It looks like you found the strength to just kind of break free from these bonds. Why are they concerned? Now, the King of Wands in reverse, besides being a warmonger, the King of Wands in reverse is also a philanderer. So your person recognizing right now, like, they may have just gone too far. So whilst you guys may have had a very intoxicating relationship, I feel like there might have been some kind of sexual indiscipline with your person. And they may not have been monogamous, and they may not have been monogamous in an ethical way. So they may have been playing with your feelings, playing with your heart, playing with your body. And now they're concerned that they've just gone too far, and that you're no longer fighting for this connection. You're no longer giving energy to this connection. You're no longer taking any action whatsoever. Because King of Wands in reverse is also the energy of inaction, right? And they feel like you release them. Devil in reverse. The devil in reverse. They feel like you're no longer showing up for this connection, and they aren't able to plug into your energy anymore. So I think you disconnected. You unhook them from your energy field. And I also get as well that you may have ramped up your energetic boundaries, so they're just not able to feed off of you. If they wanted to tell you something right now, what would it be? Underneath the deck, you don't know how hard it was to let you go. Yes, we do. Yes, you do, because viewer was your supply. So we knew. I buried myself and worked to forget you. So maybe they thought in time they would find new supply that wasn't as intoxicating as you were, but they didn't. They didn't. So they're still stuck with their memories of you. They're still stuck with reminders of you, and they may try to distract themselves with work. But I don't get that. That image tells us all. I don't get that. I want you. Yeah. Sure they do. Sure they do. But they need to be alone. To learn how to love themselves and to be self-sustaining. Be self-sustaining. Also, they will just keep going from person to person and draining them financially, energetically, emotionally, and otherwise. So in this alone time, they're meant to build themselves up. In every way. In every way. They're meant to become independent energetically, emotionally, spiritually, and all ways that we can be independent. Now we have here, this is Spirit's advice here. It says the dream. Something is revealed, insight and breakthrough. So Spirit's telling you, right now, you are going to get a lot of psychic messages through the dream state. So you'd want to keep your dream diary very close to you, on the bed, or I write my notes in my phone, so it's nearby on the nightstand. So you might want to do that, because you are going to get direct messages from Spirit. And if you've already been getting dreams connected to them, no, you're getting a direct. There's nothing to decode. It's going to be as clear as day. for you. So Spirit saying they're communicating with you at this time because there's guidance that they want to give you. Pay attention to your dreams. They're going to give you some deeper insight. Okay? My love, so that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. Take care. Bye. If your person is a Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, this is going to be a mini reading for you. The first thing we're going to do, let's get a significator for your person's energy towards you at this time. Okay, we have the High Priestess of Spirit. So this is the Queen of Wands. Alrighty. Now, the Queen of Wands, she's full of energy. And that's often why she is the entrepreneur, because she doesn't need anybody to motivate her. She is self-motivating, right? The Queen of Wands, very sexy, very much tapped in to the divine. We have the card number 7, which is a number always associated with the divine. And she's a total go-getter. But that's not what we're seeing in this imagery here. This person feels like they've broken your spirit. They feel like they have done so much harm to you and this connection that you're not interested in moving forward with them. It feels like there was a lot of interference in your relationship. When I look in the background of this card, I see plenty faces, right? So your person may have had a lot of people on the side, or there could have been a lot of people gossiping about your connection or gossiping about you in your person's ear about you. And your person, it feels like initially they may have listened. So even though you are, you're proud, you're strong, you're spirited, and you can withstand so many different things, when you have this kind of energetic bombardment coming at you all the time, it will wear you down. So they feel like they have broken your spirit. They feel like they have hurt you. They feel like they really hurt you. And they're not accustomed to seeing you broken. You've always been very proud. So this hurts them more than you can know, and they're very, very, very concerned. Let's see this Queen of Wands energy. Because that's the most Queen of Wands I've ever seen. Right? We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Right? So it feels like your connection was kind of crazy for a little while. And they say that they weren't returning the love that they were receiving from you. We have Ace of Cups in reverse, the card of codependency, and the not love, right? The not love, right? It feels like they were really good in this relationship at taking from you, but to reciprocate, it feels like they had a hard time doing that. Now, they're feeling kind of foolish right now. We have the Fool card in reverse. That they allowed their pride and they allowed other people to interfere in your connection, okay? And that they were so stubborn, right? They saw where they may have been misstepping in the connection, but they're so used to doing things their way or the highway. And Leo, oh my God. If it's one sign that knows about stubborn, well, Taurus too. And Scorpio too. But I mean, Leo is pretty much up there. Leo is up there. Right? When we talk about ego, we're talking about Leo, especially when Leo is in its shadow aspect. So it feels like they were in their shadow aspect for a long time in this relationship. And when Leo gets in its shadow aspect, it can feel and look very narcissistic. Very narcissistic. Okay? So it feels like they were in that energy for a long time, doing their thing and not recognizing the impact that it was having on you or the relationship until it was too late. Let's see their heart space energy for you. Heart space energy. So they feel like there's something broken that they can't fix. Now they still have hope, right? They still have hope that they can bring things back in this relationship. They still have hope that they can resuscitate this relationship. They still have hope that they can get a do-over here, right? Because you brought them so much joy. You brought them so much joy. But, oh my God, what's that? But they can't help feeling stupid that they entertained all these other people when what they've always wanted and what they've always been searching for was right there in front of them the whole time. Yeah, they feel like there's been a Tower moment in your relationship. And even though they live in hope, they feel like they've just done too much. What's Spirit's advice for you at this time? Feels like you need a vacation, right? What's Spirit's advice for you right now? We have winter's end. It says regeneration. No, exactly as I told you. Regeneration, rebirth, and positive outcome. So you've come out of a harsh winter with this person. Spirit saying, take time to rest. Take time to build yourself back up. It says here, loss, grief, sadness, and resurrection. All right. So maybe this is what she's feeling here. This is grief, right? So it feels like this connection has come to an end, right? Whoever called it quits, whoever pulled the trigger there. And both of you guys are feeling the loss. But Spirit is saying nothing is ever truly lost, right? It's just transformed. And it feels like this is a transformative point for your connection. It is an opportunity for this connection to be reborn, and to have a new incarnation, right? Where each person is given and receiving in equal measure. The last incarnation of this relationship was unsustainable, right? One person can't carry the whole connection on their back. It has to be everybody involved, given and receiving in equal measure. So Spirit is saying, if this comes back around, it feels like an opportunity for this connection to have a second chance. It's going to come back around. Spirit said, make sure that the foundation that you set is one of reciprocity. Okay? All right, my love, so that was your reading. If you like longer readings, please check out my YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. Take care. Hey guys, if your person is a Virgo, this is going to be a mini reading for you. So the first thing we're going to do, let's get a significator for your person's energy towards you right now. All right, we have the High Priestess of Fire. All right, so this is the energy towards you. Sexy, magnetic, inspirational. Those are just some of the words that come to mind when they think about you, and certainly a lot of passion featured here as well. Now it's a card number 5, and 5 is a Hierophant, so they're certainly thinking about committing to you. They're thinking about a high level of commitment in this relationship, some sort of contractual arrangement. So it could be marriage or proposal, getting at least together, something like that. But 5 is also the energy of challenge and change. And you certainly challenge this person, and and force them to expand their horizons, expand their borders, to really stretch themselves, and to break out of predetermined molds that they may have tried to fit themselves into, whether that mold was handed down by society or handed down by their family members, or religion, or whatever it is. You've inspired them to break free from all of these. But certainly, so you've challenged this person, and you certainly changed this person for the better. And it might have been through some really difficult times, because you're just in fire here. Some difficult times, but you've refined this person and refined this person's consciousness through your interaction. Now, they see you as someone that's very wise. They see you as someone deeply spiritual. We see the moon at her third eye, her third eye here. And they also see you as someone that's giving them the side eye. So I'm not sure what they did, but you are like, I mean, if looks could kill, this person might be gone. Why are you giving this person a side eye? Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so it seems like they were juggling you and some other situation, and they were very inconsistent in your relationship. So it looks like when they're trying to step to you now, I guess hoping to establish something more stable, you're like, more shit like before, right? So you're not impressed. You're not impressed by this person, and their last ditch efforts to keep you in their life, or to make up. It's like you've seen it all before. Where have I heard that before? Let's see the heart space energy towards you right now. We have self-defeaters. They themselves are not even sure they can pull this back together. Let's see. Oh, joy. I mean, you're the joy giver, the joy bringer in their life. When they think about you, they just think about happiness. It feels like that Ten of Pentacles energy, the Ten of Cups energy, where you can sit back, you can rock back in your chair and say, life is good. You know that kind of feeling? You just feel content. Like my grandmother used to say, you're at peace with God and man. That's exactly how they feel when they think about you. They feel euphoric. They feel filled. But this is kind of dangerous when you're relying on somebody else to boost you up, to elevate your mood. So maybe over the course of this relationship, you may have become this person's emotional babysitter, right? And taking on like the bulwark of the emotional labor in the relationship. So now when you see their efforts to reciprocate, you're not even sure if it's genuine, or if they're just doing that because they start to feel things falling apart, right? So maybe that's why you're also giving this person the side eye. If they could tell you anything right now, what would it be? What would it be? I will wait for myself. I will wait for a sign from you. So as far as they see things, they see that you're in control, right? They think that the ball is in your court, right? They are accounting to you, and whatever you say goes, because this person's desperate to get back in your good books. And this is why, right? I regret lying to you. So it feels like throughout your relationship, this person might have been a stranger to the truth. So now that they're coming forward with all these different overtures, you're like, I don't know, right? we will be together again. So they are determined that you guys are going to have some sort of relationship. They have something, they have some kind of fantasy playing out in their mind right now. And they're convinced that, this is going to blow over. Everything's going to be good. And perhaps it can be. But if they think that they can come back with that same kind of wishy-washy energy to you, they're sadly mistaken, because you're not the same person. Whilst you've inspired them to change, you have done your change too. Look, you're on fire there, and fire refines. You've been forged in fire. So if they feel they come back and they're meeting the same viewer, it's a lie. We have Ganesha clearing away obstacles as the energy now underneath the deck. What's Spirit's advice to you at this time? We have the message. It says positive news and positive outcomes. So Spirit is saying from here on out, you're heading into a period of abundance, a period of elevation where your hard work is being recognized, not just by people around you, but your hard work is also being recognized by Spirit. You will be elevated. And for some of you guys, you will be vindicated. Okay, they want you to know that. So nothing that this person may have done to you is going to go unchecked by Spirit. Right? And part of that karma, that wake up call, is them not having the kind of access that they had to your energy like they did before. Okay. My love, so that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. If you like longer readings, check out my YouTube page. The link is in the bio. Okay, take care. Bye. Hey guys, if your person is a Libra, this is going to be a mini reading for you. All right, so we're going to begin by getting the significator for your person's energy towards you at this time. What is this? We have listening, and we also have reminder, and it says don't forget. Okay, so you are unforgettable. That's what you are. You're unforgettable. That's what you are. I think this relationship has come to an end. It's a card number 28, which reduces to 10. So that is an ending. And it's an ending and a lesson learned for your person. It's a card number 23, which reduces to 5. Challenge and change. That's all spiritual lessons. And some in my culture, we have a saying, who can't hear does feel. So it feels like for a long time, this person was not really paying attention to the things that you were asking of them. Maybe that certain habits, or even certain things that they said that really kind of gave you the ick. And you may have told them about it, but somewhere in this person's mind, they thought that they were perfect, and they thought that you were nagging and whatever it is. So they weren't really listening to you. And because they didn't listen to you, it feels like they lost you. So now that you have turned your back on them, now is when they're replaying past conversations. Now is when they're seeing what they might have done wrong. Now is when they're seeing how they didn't show up for you and this connection. Okay? And it's a tough lesson, right? It's a tough lesson that they're learning. Because they don't have you. They don't have you. And another lesson that they're learning as well is how to listen to their own intuition. I think intuitively, they may have been getting certain messages about you and how they should have treated you, and they just totally disregarded it. I think that either your person is in the public eye, or they enjoy some sort of notoriety in the community. I'm seeing the glass window here. Where they are looked up to, where they might even be scrutinized, right? And they may have prioritized the judgments or the feelings of those persons over you. And that community could be family members as well. Um, strongly coming through for this pile is a mother energy. I don't want to call anybody a mama's boy or daddy's girl or something like that, but there's something here with an enmeshed parent that may have been very intrusive in your relationship. So that is coming through as well. And them prioritizing that person's influence and disregarding your feelings, your safety in the relationship, and paying the price now. Let's see that heart space energy for you. So now that you're basically out the door, is when they want to listen. And it could be things that you told them over and over and over and over again, until you felt like you're just talking to a blank wall. But now that you're basically, this person's packing her things. Now that you're basically packing your things, ready to roll, now they want to listen. Their heart space energy for you, we have crutch. So they're very codependent on your energy, and maybe they didn't realize just how much. As I told you, I think at one point you were the emotional babysitter, right? So now that you're not there to prop up their ego, to basically entertain them like the jester in the palace, right? They're realizing just how stagnant and how boring their life really is. I think you took up a lot of space in there in your relationship, right? You took up a lot of space and you brought a lot of joy, you brought a lot of energy. And now that you just pull that back, it's a vacuum. And they feel this very keenly. If there's anything that they could tell you at this time, what would it be? What would it be? I look for you everywhere, right? So all the time they were there taking you for granted, but now that you're basically gone or you've just withdrawn emotionally, now is when they want to pay attention to you. I can't stop thinking about you. Interesting. Interesting how that works, right? Before they were ignoring you completely, couldn't make minor changes just to make the relationship more equitable. But now they can't stop thinking about you. I couldn't let you get close to me, but now they want to give you some insight into what they were thinking. I think this person consciously, right? So it's not something that they were doing subconsciously. I think they were consciously putting up barriers and walls in between you guys, right? They didn't want you to get close to them. They didn't want you to see them. They didn't want you to see their vulnerability. They didn't want you to have that kind of power over them. So you there, I don't want to say nagging, but wanting more from the relationship, they just ignored it because in their mind, they already had a set script as to how far they were willing to go in terms of intimacy in this relationship. So you pushing against those boundaries, you felt like you were talking to a brick wall because you were hitting a brick wall. That's as far as they were willing to go. You bounced up on that hard wall that they had, right? They did not want you to get any closer to them because in this person's mind, for some, it could be some sort of abandonment or rejection wound that they have, or a feeling of inadequacy. They felt maybe if you truly saw the true core of them, that's not someone that you could really love. So pushing you away and keeping you at a distance they were able to maintain what they thought was your fantasy image of them. But I think you already saw who they were. You love them anyway. But that's not something that occurred to them, it looks like. So what's Spirit's advice for you at this time? Liberation, breaking free from a negative attachment. And maybe this person had a negative effect on you, right? You were carrying them, you were carrying the relationship, but who was taking care of you? Maybe at one point, maybe you weren't even taking care of you. And we have loss. So you do feel their loss. And there's a sense of grief, but you know that you've made the right choice, right? You know that the direction that this relationship was heading in, the way that you guys were going, it wasn't going to blossom into anything fruitful. It wasn't going to blossom into something that could stand the test of time. So you knew that the best thing for you to do was to disconnect. And sometimes disconnect allows for reflection. It's certainly happening with your person. And sometimes it allows for the rejuvenation of a relationship, right? So hopefully that's what's happening, but know that you are doing the right thing, right? If you're not getting your needs met and the person's not reciprocating, sometimes it's just best to cut your losses and go. Okay. All right, my love. So that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. If you like longer reads, you can check out my YouTube page. The link is in the bio. Take care. Bye. Hey guys, if your person is a Scorpio, this is going to be your reading. It's a mini reading. Alrighty, so let's get a significator for your person's energy towards you at this time. Okay, we got 2. And the first card we have is movement, okay? And it's a card number 29, which reduced to 11. It's about justice being served. And then the other card is trapped. And it's interesting that this person should feel trapped was a card number 34, which is 7, which is the Chariot. So what do we get from that? Okay. So it feels like after a period of stagnancy, this person and this relationship is moving forward. Now, I don't think it's moving forward in the direction that your person may have wanted, because what they see you bolting. They see you running far, far away from this connection, and they see you as one of those wild horses that cannot be tamed. And maybe you are asserting your freedom in this way because this relationship may have had a lot of restrictions. So for some of you, you may have been with a very controlling person, right? And people only control others because of their own fears and their own insecurities, right? And if you've bolted, you've made a break from a very controlling person, thank God, right? Good on you. Don't look back. Run like the wind, right? You see how the horse run like the wind? Run like the wind. But if it is that this relationship simply came to a point where you guys felt still dated, or it wasn't going beyond maybe a situationship or some sort of relationship where there was no defined boundaries, or wasn't a label, and that didn't suit you, also good on you, because you don't have to settle, right? So they see you as breaking free from jail. Hopefully not real jail. We wouldn't want you in the lamb, but you're certainly on the lamb from this connection. I'm also getting here as well that this person envies you. I think they love. I think they're fascinated by you. Look, when we look at the raven here, that raven's eyes is fixed on that wild horse, right? So I think they're fascinated by you, but I think they envy your freedom because you've put yourself out there. You've put yourself out there. For some of you, maybe you've come out in whatever way you want to come out, right? Maybe you've come out, but they are still here in jail, in the closet, in whatever paradigm that society has put them in, or they've put themselves, or their family has put them in, whilst you are free to explore, to be you, to put yourself out there and do what the hell you want, go wherever you want. This could be another relationship that they're in as well, right? And they see you as a free bird. A guy called me once a freelancer, right? They see you as a freelancer, whilst they feel like they are in some sort of gulag somewhere, right? So there's a bit of envy that's coming through as well. And I can't help but notice the dichotomies as well. This person in their shadow and this person in their more ascended aspect. I mean, this horse is even going up a hill, right? So the ascension is there. So they also see you as elevated or high above them, whether that is spiritually or maybe even in the material world. They may think that you're more advanced than they are, more intelligent than they are, you're more financially secure than they are. But there's something about you that's more than they are. And I'm getting some resentment here. Okay, the resentment here. Let's look at their emotions. And they can't even pursue you because they are in that cage. You are hightailing it out of there. And they're stuck. We have withdrawn, and maybe you have withdrawn your energy. All right, the energy towards you. Sorry, their heart space emotions. They are ashamed. Okay. Spirit, why are they ashamed? What else we have here? I told you it's a spirit of envy. I felt it, right? It's a spirit of envy. So as much as they're envious, they're even ashamed of being envious, right? They're ashamed of envying you, right? Because this person does care about you. They care about you and they are proud of what you have accomplished. They really are. But they just can't help feeling, well, why not me? But everything that you have, including your freedom, is something that you've taken risk for, that you've worked for. It's not something that's been handed to you. And this person has to come to that realization, right? You guys are in different positions in life because of the risks and the fears that you guys chose to face or not face in their case, right? So they're ashamed of feeling envious. They really are, right? But it doesn't make the envy go away. The shame does not make the envy go away. Now, if they could tell you something right now, what will it be? So you're out there living your life authentically, boldly, enjoying your freedom, and they're just pissed off that they can't do the same. If they could tell you anything right now, what would it be? I'm starting to understand our connection. Okay, so again, sometimes it takes some distance to make the heart grow fonder. And in your case, it looks like that's exactly what's happening right now. And I replay our conversations over and over. So you've left them there to stew in their own juices. Okay? And they have no choice but it feels like maybe the only connection that they have with you right now are, memories. Maybe it's dreams. Maybe it's your convos. Yeah, all they have is nostalgia. You've left them with their nostalgia. And they can't forget you. They can't forget you and they feel like they can't pursue. What's Spirit's advice for you at this time? What's Spirit's advice? We have purification by fire, the naked truth. What's Spirit's advice for you? A hidden gift. It says sadness, an ending, and a new beginning. And that seems to be the common thread through all the readings that I've done today, right? It feels like a chapter is ending in this relationship, but the book is not lost, right? The book is not lost. There's this new chapter that's waiting to be written, and it's going to take the energies of both of you to craft what that chapter is going to contain. Is it going to be more of the same shit as the last chapter, right? It looks like you guys are on chapter 13 right now, right? Where there's all this transformation and change that's happening. Is chapter 14 going to be the same thing? Are you guys going to go back into the old cycle that you guys were in? Or are you guys going to do something different? Are they going to continue to stew in their envy? Or are they going to take the same risks that you had to take to be where you are today? It's up to them and it's up to you. Okay? All right, my love. So that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. If you enjoy longer readings, check out my YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. Hey guys, if your person is a Sagittarius, this is going to be a mini reading for you. So let us begin by getting a significator for the energy towards you. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or rising sign. Okay, let's see. All right, we have the High Priestess of Fire, and this is the Queen of Wands in this deck. So this is how they see you. You're a powder keg. You are a powder keg, and you've had to be, right? I see just around her eyes, her tears have formed tattoos. So you've always had to champion yourself. You've always had to have your own back. You've always had to motivate yourself. And maybe for a lot of you, you may not have had the support from your family to pursue the path that you've wanted to pursue. So you've always had to be your own wing, your own wind beneath your own wings. And your person really admires that. They think that you are so determined. They think that you're self-motivating. And they see that you light up any room that you walk into. But they feel like you have been something that I call like the karmic collector, right? There are certain people in this life, and it's usually an aspect that we often associate with Scorpio energy, and it's an aspect that we associate with Aries energy. When Aries or Scorpio enters into your life, it is about radical change. They are bringing that Plutonian energy for your ass, right? You are going to change, and you are going to change by force, because they are there to deconstruct some very entrenched karmic patterns. So when you see Scorpio, Aries show up in your life, brace yourself. Brace yourself. And it feels like you are one of those persons. You're the karmic collector, right? When you come, it is a big lesson from Saturn. So you have changed this person's life more than any other person that they know. You shifted their whole world, turn it upside down, around. They don't even know what side is up right now. It's just pure energy, right? And I think that In their best moments, they appreciate the lesson. And in their worst moments, there's there's a lot of anger where you are concerned, right? Let's see the heart space energy for you. And no, that's why sometimes Aries and Scorpio get a bad rap, because um it is big shifts. And if you're a person where you're, well, afraid of change maybe, but also someone who likes predictability, um it can get very concerning having that kind of energy in your life. We have painful. Okay, the energy towards you, painful. So they know that they did you dirty. You shifted a lot of patterns for them, as I saw, but to even get there, I think you had to like come up on a lot of resistance. Um, and yeah, it shifted their foundation, but you also hurt yourself in the process. Just imagine, taking your fist and banging against a wall. Okay, it's a dry wall. Yeah, your fist gonna go through, but you may also bruise yourself. So it feels like you got through to this person. You definitely did. You got there to the heart space, but it feels like you may have hurt yourself in the process of trying to knock down their walls, or to displace their karmic patterns. Let me just pull another card. And then we also have repulsed, right? So just as I was saying, as much as they would credit you openly for having the most impact on their life, I think they do resent you every now and again, because they can't even recognize their life anymore. They can't even recognize themselves anymore. And, there's just a lot of shifting and relearning that they have to do. And I think I do think they resent you for that. I am feeling a lot of anger around that, right? If they could tell you something right now, what would it be? If there's anything that they would want to tell you right now, what would it be? I wonder if you're happy without me. So it feels like they don't have access to you. Or even if they have physical access to you, you're not allowing them emotional access. You might have cut them off. I knew exactly what I was doing. So as I told you, this person, a lot of heavy karmic patterns. And it's nothing on, this is someone who has an awareness. It's not something unconscious that they can recognize. They're an awareness, but they're like, I'm not, hey, this is me, this is who I am. I'm not going to change. Take me or leave me kind of way, right? They didn't care. The timing just wasn't right for us. Okay, so I feel like this person, they're still kind of raw from everything that has happened, and I'm not getting that they're seeing the bigger picture just yet. Their ego is still very much bruised, and they're showing me like like a dog crouched up in the corner and feeling very wounded. So they're still very wounded. Um, and they may still be looking for someone to blame. So that's why we have a lot of anger that's coming through. Um, so this is not someone that if I were you, I would reach out to. I think this is someone that has to sit with their energy, right? work themselves through the emotions that are coming up for them, and see where that takes them, right? So this is a person who's in the process of deconstruction, and a lot of emotions can come up, both negative, or what we perceive as negative, and positive. I would just stand back. Stand back and let them do their thing. Because sometimes people look for other people to blame and other people to project their shit on. We have the Sacred Heart, passion, love, and spiritual communion. Okay, what is that? We have the Surge, feeling lost, confused, and lonely. I feel this is where your person is at. And I feel that there's a tinge of that in you as well, but you're slightly more elevated than this person. Like, you can see the light at the end of this dark tunnel. This person is still there, deep inside the tunnel, crouched in a corner, right? They're not interested in searching for the light just yet, right? They are still deep in pain. But you, I think you have already gotten to the mouth of the cave, and you can see better days ahead. So you're just some steps in front of this person, right? And Spirit is saying that even in this feeling of feeling lost and feeling disconnected and all that, you're still able to grasp the lesson from all of this. You are still able to hold space for this person in the midst of all of this. But they're not there yet. You're at the mouth of the cave. They're still deep inside, and they don't want to come out just yet. Okay? My love, so that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. If you like longer readings, check out my YouTube channel. Otherwise, take care.